Yes. Hmm.
Okay. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to Turalytics AI audio event, episode 2. I'm your host, Jane Ng, the co-founder of AI Leaders Alliance, and today we're discussing an essential topic that every business considering AI integration should know. Customized AI platforms versus off-the-shelf solutions. Which one is better for your business? We are streamed live on YouTube and LinkedIn. If you think your friends, colleagues, and business partners should tune in to tonight's topic, please help us to share the link to your connections. Okay, in this episode, explore the advantages and disadvantages of both customized AI platforms and off-the-shelf solutions, and how to determine which one is the best fit for your business needs. To provide us with deeper insights, currently we have the pleasure of welcoming Dr. Sam Lee, a distinguished AI expert. Dr. Sam Lee currently serves as the board advisor at X Talents and was previously the chief data officer at Sinarmas. With his extensive experience in developing and executing AI strategies and for businesses, Dr. Sam's expertise is valuable for tonight's discussions. Dr. Sam has contributed significantly in the development and implementation of AI and data-driven strategies across various industries, demonstrating his expertise and commitment to advancing the field of data science. His work focuses on leveraging data and AI to drive innovation, improve decision-making, and enhance business outcomes. He is a respected thought leader in the AI and data science communities. Okay, so who is next? I am so happy to have Dr. Sankar Sri, the founder and CEO of Turalytics AI, with me as well. And Dr. Sankar brings him over 17 years of experience to the field of AI, machine learning, and data analytics. As the founder and CEO of Turalytics AI, he spearheads the company's mission to empower businesses with AI-driven insights, helping them make data-informed decisions. So let me share a little bit more about Turalytics AI. Turalytics AI is a pioneering no-code AI platform dedicated to transform businesses through the power of data analytics. Established in year 2023 and headquartered in Austin, Texas, the company's primary focus lies in leveraging advanced technologies, including AI, machine learning, and automated analysis, to deliver insightful and actionable recommendations to clients across various industries. So, Turalytics AI also specializes in creating customized solutions tailored to each client's unique requirements. The company's innovative platform facilitates seamless data processing, enabling businesses to harness the potential of their data without the need for extension. So, right now, back to our today's topic, customized AI platform versus off-the-shelf solutions. Which one is better for businesses? Are you ready? I am so ready. Okay, without further ado, let's start tonight's topic. And just to fill our dear fellow listeners, customized AI platform are tailor-made solutions designed specifically to cater to a company's unique needs, while off-the-shelf AI solutions are readily available and can be implemented quickly but may not cater to specific business requirements. So today, the first question to Dr. Sankar is, what factors should businesses consider when deciding between a customized AI platform and an off-the-shelf solutions to best meet their needs? Dr. Sankar, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Jean. It's pleasure connecting you again. Thanks a lot, Dr. Sam. It's good to see you again.
Says
Uh,
well.
so, uh, Coming back, actually, first let's understand what is the custom solutions and what is offshore solution. If you're looking at the two uh, points, right, is like both are correlate each other some extent, but mainly it differs on a few aspects, mainly on business requirements. The first point is a business requirements. Second thing is a budgetary constraints. The third one is a technical expertise. The fourth one is a scalability, and the fifth one is flexibility, and seventh point, if you look at it, data privacy and concerns. Let us understand each point, right? So if you're looking at generally what we generally is a layman terms when we talk about it, what is a custom? So let's say if you are buying anything like even our clothes, when we are buying generic clothes, right, you may not be fit enough, right? It's like it may not be is here loose or a tight or something. So similarly, the requirements is like human requirements. Similarly, the business requirements makes how accurate or what is the requirement. It depends on how we wanted to make custom AI platform or AI application. That's where is like specifically, if you look at it, every business is unique. You can't go with most of the cases, especially in a businesses where the value driven points. So there you may not be able to fit into offshore solutions, even though if it is like cheaper or faster implementations and so on, because you need to see the value driven. It doesn't mean that even if it takes like 1 month extra, so I wanted, means like what I'm saying is a flexibility of and my requirement. Then if it comes to the budget, definitely custom application some extent it used to be expensive because you need to design according to the business requirement. But if you come up different solutions today, available solutions, because a lot of things are in available, okay, readily available. So if you make it, let's take an example of our Tourlytics. We designed a product called Big Guy. We designed is a microservice architecture. It's layer based. So what we do is we already have a fundamental platform. Once we understand the business, it's like in days to week. At the most, as of now, most of the applications we designed less than 4 weeks. So it used to take months previously. If you develop any custom AI solution, it used to take months. But now, due to availability of technologies, even the time constraints are becoming shorter. And the and again, if you go a technical expertise, right? So it's like a custom solution. Definitely you need a more customizable time, so you need more expertise. That's a one challenging point. As I said, like if you get readily available solutions like Big AI from Tourlytics or certain readily available solution, even if you look at it, chat gpt today. So if you see a simple example of generic chat gpt is a offshore, it's a generic one, right? It's like offshore solution. But if take same chat gpt and if you can customize it, simple way of your requirement, it is a custom AI. So now you don't need to develop entire platform. So that's where is like now the budget as well, it is becoming inexpensive these days. The fourth point is always data privacy and security. That point is very crucial when it comes to custom AI platform, because since we are designing to the specific requirements, specific business knows what kind of data need to be secure and what kind of regulations I have to make it, what kind of privacy settings, how I need to put a lineage as well. So when we're talking about not only data security and privacy, there is a data lineage as well. So what nodes or what points I need to keep monitoring, what nodes I need to be documented my data flows, my entire journey of AI platform. So these things, custom solutions definitely far better than any offshores because you don't have any control in it. So these are the specific points, high level, we can distinguish. Definitely, if you look back like a couple of years back, definitely custom solutions used to be expensive and time consuming. But now, no, it became as a reverse solutions.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sankar. And my next question would be going to Dr. Sam. Dr. Sam, what factors should companies consider when assessing the total cost of ownership for customized AI platforms versus off-the-shelf AI solutions?
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much for having me, Jane, as well. I mean, the question itself, I think Dr. Shankar actually brought up quite a number of points already. So I think I'm just going to add on to him. So he brought out a lot of good points in the sense that the difference between customized solution and off the shelf. And the one that usually a company has to assess usually is that when you are creating this capability, what is your business objective? I think a business objective is very important. What are your things that you are looking in terms of return of investment? And you are also looking at how do you even maintain or how do you even strengthen the customized solution or off-the-shelf solution in the future? What kind of team are you going to build? So I'm gonna bring up additional points into when we talk about total cost. Just now, Dr. Shankar actually brought up a very good point. Security, whatnot. When you are looking into products, you are thinking about, okay, should I buy it or should I build it from an engineer point of view? And usually, a lot of people think that building it actually has very little cost, or when you look at when you buy it is actually the absolute cost. But actually, there's a lot of different things that you need to factor in. So, for example, so I just go to the first one. So when you build customized solutions, in that sense, you always need to think about, okay, do we have the capability or resources to actually manage it? Resources being time, capabilities, and the I would say the cash budget during that period of time as well. Like, do we have enough to actually build it and to actually sell it? And what are the things that we need to take into account? Do we have those niche skills as well? But when we look at off the shelf solution in that case, I would say that off the shelf has its own problem as well. Where when I buy off the shelf solutions, I have always to go back to the vendor to ask them how do we reintegrate into my system, and if there's any changes, I need to depend on them. And at the same time, do we really have to always depend on them on future, I would say, aspects of building your own niche technology? So these are things that you need to consider, especially in the sense that when I look at both of these, right, it's usually the case of do you have the capability to actually wants to build a short-term prototype that is something for you to see in the short run, or do you and after looking at it from a short run, right, then do you actually escalate it, or do you actually scale it up to being a product that you are going to commercialize in the future as well? So those are the things that I think you need to consider. And last point will be Dr. Shankar mentioned about security in a sense, data governance. So what are the rules and regulation compliance or monitoring in the world itself for data privacy? Because each country has their own standards that we need to follow. And depending on where do you commercialize the product, what are the legal terms that you need to look at? And these are things that I think that owners or companies should actually factor in as well. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, great sharing. As Dr. Sam was sharing earlier, I think I have a question. It's a follow-up question based on your sharing earlier. It's about this short-term prototype, because currently the AI industry, actually AI has been around, for many, many years, but it's just that Gen AI has recently came up to our businesses, impacting our lives. So I cannot live without AI. Dr. Sankar knows that. And so I think a lot of business owners there, they are considering to adopt AI into their businesses. It's just that they probably, do not know where to start. For them, it could be too overwhelmed, especially, the decision makers could be, the COO or maybe CEO. I mean, I'm talking about smaller, medium-sized enterprises.
Okay.
They might not have a CTO. Most likely, they will outsource their IT departments to another company, right? So, but again, they have the heart and also like intention to explore, but perhaps they find that they might not want to risk the time and also the
Okay.
cost incurred, to invest. Therefore, I
Yeah.
think they will want to try out. For example, I quote maybe like Microsoft Copilot is
Yeah.
also a very useful AI of Microsoft Office software available for all the businesses out there, right?
Yeah.
So can Dr. Sankar or maybe Dr. Sam share like how can these small medium enterprise business owners, what factors they can consider, like which one to go for, whether they want to build their own customized AI solutions for their own internal stakeholders, or whether they want to maybe just grab what is available in the market, for example, like the Microsoft Copilot. Yeah. So maybe any one of you would like to take how do you guide them, like give them some tips? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to go, Sam? You want
No,
to
I
go?
think you can go for
Okay.
the yes.
Okay. So yeah, it's a controversial question. It's completely subjective again. Okay. So let me answer my own perspective, right?
Sure.
So I'll ask you one question. If let's say if we don't understand our business, even a Sam pointed, right? So my post point as well, business understanding. So if you don't understand well, and even if you bring a co-pilot, can't do anything. Okay, so these were, so what I always recommend, because when and where we wanted to bring any new technology, we shouldn't go with any offshore solution. We have to go with a custom. That means what I mean, you should not bring ready-made things. So you have to bring certain half-cooked things, and you need to adjust it and build a wrappers and customize it according to what we require. So it's just like you buy your own dress. So again, go to the tailor and customize it your requirement so that you are perfect fit. Otherwise, you always feeling like either tight or loose, certain kind of things, right? So you may not be. So if you get, you're lucky. But generally, it's not to the dresses, right? So most of the cases in a business requirements, it's very unlikely you will get a ready-made solution to any business. Let's say I give you some of the examples. We did a couple of examples. Is like same applications. One is a route optimization. So when it goes to the different vendor, it's completely different. The data is different. Same, the microfinance is like a customer evaluator. So we implemented in Malaysia, then we wanted to implement in Indonesia, then completely different. So it's like the same application, same business. People say that both are microfinance companies. So, but the business requirement, the data formats completely different.
Yeah.
Okay, I
So
got you. Yeah. So
Yes, Sam.
anything to
so
add on, Dr. Sam? Yeah, Dr. Sam? Yeah.
yeah, so just to add on to Dr. Shankar, I agree with his point. That's one way to look at it. But I have another way also looking at it when I run the business. So like if I don't have any idea on how AI can do anything for my business, that means I come from an industry that AI is not even there yet. It's possible, yeah. So then how do I know even AI could help me or not? But I want to explore into this venture. So that's the context over there. Uh, I think based on my experience, most of the people in the SMEs or medium enterprise, I think most of them, when they venture into AI, they actually have no idea what AI can do for them. Usually that's the case. So what I usually suggest to them is always to see whether there are certain niche capabilities that's already available in the market that they are looking at. That means already is someone already doing it? So that's the first point of seeing if say this even possible or not. So you don't waste the time to go and think about the rest. And the other thing that you have to think about would be that after knowing that there's availability in the market or there's no availability in market, then is there someone that I can ask, or someone in the industry or convention halls or whatnot, experts? Could I actually hire a consultant even to even start up to see if something is possible or not? Means that it should be it could be a short-term project or whatnot, then to check it out as well. So usually I don't say you need to invest much into it in the first place. To what Dr. Shankar actually explained, Gen AI, there's a lot of Gen AI, so they do a lot of very, I would say, things that has already been done, and things already that is publicly available usually. But if you want something very niche, then you need a lot of investment. And to the extent of efficiency that you're looking for, maybe there's someone has not even have done it before, or someone has done it but it's not within the it's not publicly known. It's possible. So so I think for this case itself, I think usually my advice to business owners is that don't just jump into the wagon. I would say look at it as a short-term project. Make sure that it works according to how you envision it. Then you can then maybe you may want to explore more in terms of scaling it up to your entire business. So that's the advice I got. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sankar and Dr. Sam. So moving up, next question would be to Dr. Sankar. How do customization options and integration capabilities differ between customized AI platforms and off-the-shelf solutions? So over to you, Dr. Sankar.
A great question is like this is a crucial question to every business, right? So customization is how much we need to do customization. That's the first thing we need to understand. Whether you need to do it a high level, you need to go some more deeper, or low level, and so on. So the customization, if you're looking at, definitely, as I said, like even title itself says that the custom AI platform, right? So it's definitely custom AI solutions or AI platform will be far better, because you can customize it on any level. Is like you can go into the granular level, even a models. Even if you get ready-made solutions, offshore solutions, right? What will happen is there are namely you can get it ready-made ML algorithms, right? So you may not be able to do it a custom once. So that's where is like we wanted to come into different way of it. Even our Tourlytics Big AI, so we always, even though we give it ready-made algorithms ML, so we do give a custom options. So if user wanted to even to bring it their own custom, or the one our tool Big AI, it develop it's automatically the AI platform certain machine learning algorithms. Even the model can be downloaded and user can be customized as well. So this is what even our previous question as well, right? It's links to that. So how businesses can start that same thing. If you don't know what level of customization, how you want to do it, you can as Sam said, like we can go into some consultant advice, or you can call up some vendors to do some kind of POCs. So first they can validate and approve. Instead of giving an entire project, they can take a piece of thing and they can value it. Instead of talking about even a POC, proof of value, I always call it as a proof of value. Whether this concept, this AI can make it for me good or not. So then you can also bring two ways of comparison. You can also bring readily available things, and you can also call some vendor to do kind of a small POC. Then you can compare it, which can makes them, it's in a quicker. So quickly, see, my always wish as well, quickly to fail instead of dragging it. So that's where is like a customization, how much you need, that is the biggest challenge. Next is a flexibility. The customization itself, the flexibility it comes. So how much flexible you can go into that. So when you are design any architecture, whether it is flexible, because the business may keep changing it. So how flexible my architecture, my solution which I design, my architecture should be flexible enough. Tomorrow I can we scale. I can scale up different ways of it, and I can bring it to different layers to add on it. Or I wanted to remove the layers. So in these cases, the flexibility is very important. Then third thing is API supports. Whether see today I implemented something, whether this can support with the multiple APIs. So let me tell you a couple of examples of our implementations as well, right? One of the sheet break prediction, it is thousands of sensors, is a paper manufacturing sheet break prediction. What happened is like even though we had complete solution, what happened is when we take it directly, so to the different organization, the inputs are different, so sensors feed is different, so the APIs are coming is different. So it should be modular enough to connect integration. So the API support, it should flexibly to adopt it. Otherwise, what will happen is the different connectors. Let me give you another example. SAP, you can't connect it. Let's say if you have SAP data, you can't connect directly. You need to have certain ways of it. So similarly, like if you have a O database, Pi database, you can't connect it directly. So how flexible your AI platform to integrate this kind of APIs? That's where we are uniquely coming up as well. So if we come up like a different APIs, the customization, the custom AI platform should be able to, because it developed in such a way that the any kind of APIs, it can be easily customizable. That's where if you design architecture, it will be super imposing to the next level of expansion. So when it comes to the offshore solution, right, you don't have flexibility. Let's take SAP system. I don't think you can have a flexibility of connecting any kind of things. And the same thing is like we can namely different things. You can't connect it. You cannot plug in, plug out. So that's where is like custom solutions are always play upper role because of integration support and flexibility. Customization, if you put it aside, right, the flexibility and integration, these two are the key roles. Because tomorrow my integration, my data input is completely changing, so I can bring it a new integration. So like if a manufacturing, if you take it, there is a MES system, or there is a Pi database, there will be a sensor data, there will be a video feed, and sometimes you will have external data you need to connect it, like temperature and so on. So what happens is like when you wanted, suddenly your machine configuration completely changes. I wanted to change it to different input. So these kind of things, and again timely. Let's say whichever the application we do it, right? Like one example I have given as a manufacturing. So when it goes to the different places, like if you go like one of the application which we work for Malaysia is a movie recommender system. Movie recommender system, mostly users use a mobile devices. Mobile users book in uh, their computer or laptops. So what happens is all these input feeds and their data also goes to the SAP system, and some data it comes with the live data. So how you can able to integrate? Tomorrow suddenly we don't even want to use it. So you see, this today is booking is text, right? The feed. Tomorrow is like we are all becoming a lazy. Tomorrow, if even already started, even if humans are mature more enough, so they don't even going to type, they are only going to talk. The audio feed is going to come. How this audio feed your system is going to take it? So immediately the customization, the API supports. Previously it is only used to take text input, now it need to take audio input as well. So this is what is like this APIs integration. If you are not able to cater it right, so it will become miserable. Even though we think it is like a customization is a time consuming and so on, but always custom AI platform plays upper hand. Most of the factors, um, it will be far better for any kind of systems when it comes to the integration.
Okay, great. And moving on, I'll go next to the questions. We have a few more questions, quite a lot. And Dr. Sam, what are some of the common challenges businesses face when implementing customized AI platforms, and how can they overcome them?
Yeah, so I think I did mention a few earlier, and I did mention I think Dr. Shankar also did mention quite a lot. So I think for me is just to add on to those points. So for me is that just now I was talking about customized solutions, and when I create and when I have a customized solutions that I want to build, then it always comes to the point that do I really need it from a business point of view? Do I think that envision that this is something that would change the industry, or it gives me a competitive advantage within the business itself in the long run? Like how much are we going to spend, how much are we going to use in terms of resources into the business itself? So usually when I work with my business leaders, I think this is what Dr. Shankar will also experience. They are more concerned about what benefit does what benefit does the business or the company have in terms of building such a good solution or customized solution? Does it bring our profit up by 50%, or does it bring anything to value into the operations itself? Like, does it reduce our costs? There's only two things: reduce our costs. Does it increase our revenue? I think they are usually concerned about this too. And when we look at those, then we need to have this idea that, okay, what kind of system do we have at the moment? What our legacy systems are? How is it? How much resources do we need to build to actually build on top of these foundations, and to actually attain the sizable or the reasonable solution that we are looking at? So usually when you look into this, and usually when all the business factors are answered, then it becomes more like a technical factors that we need to look in. And do we have the capabilities to actually build this up by ourselves? I think that's a very important question right now. So usually I think if say you have certain capabilities or certain niche skills already, engineers that's already available, then you can leave them up. But what about those key capabilities that you need, maybe some other skills that maybe our current team doesn't have? So to what Dr. Shankar point just now is actually to find these vendors that could help us easily integrate to our customized solution, or we can use them as a module to build our customized solution. So once we build that bridge, then after that, the next step is actually letting our engineers, or finding the right engineers to learn from them and to take over the role itself, so that you can have very, I would say, reliable solution when you commercialize them. So those are the thoughts that I think businesses should actually, I would say, consider when they build a customized solution itself.
All right, great. I think Dr. Sam has mentioned about the talents, and also, yes, the existing team, whether they have the capabilities to actually build these customized AI solutions, or to work with the vendors out there. Because like the example that I quoted earlier, beginning of the audio event, I did highlight maybe some of the business owners, they outsource the entire IT department to another company. So they might not have their in-house talents. And most likely, I think the most convenient and also easy way would be to actually look for companies like Turalytics AI to, come in. First of all, I think is to provide the consultation, like what Dr. Sam mentioned earlier as well. So a lot of questions, people have, but nobody can really solve their problems, right? So I think a professional consultant is definitely the key to start. That is the first step. Okay, moving up, Dr. Sankar, what do you think about these data privacy and security concerns differ between off-the-shelf solutions and also customized AI platforms? Maybe you can share, a little bit the biggest difference between these two to our fellow listeners right now.
Yeah. Thanks, Jean. Actually, this is a crucial question for every business sector. Okay. So the data privacy is the biggest challenge to every organization, see, right? So they, especially as Sam has also mentioned, the first factor would be whether my data is secure. So I don't care about anything. Second, only they talk about value, all those things, the ROI, whether I get revenue or not. So the first factor, if you talk about it, especially like if you are a family businesses, right? So most of the cases, family business, if you go and talk to single owner companies, they are the most privacy concerns. So the data privacy, how the custom AI platform or custom AI solutions will helpful in the sense, because as I said earlier as well, you can customize it the granular level. The granular level means what kind of access you can give it. So especially which I'm talking about the data ownership. So the data ownership, the access right, the layer wise control. So is like what level of access I can give it. So and also what level of access people can be able to edit or control, just like if you are having a Google Drive something, or so we can able to give edit or control or access, right? This is a simple an example. Let one of our implementations as well, right? So in Tourlytics, we tightly follow the tight first layer itself. We give a double layer security. So access itself, we limit to the user level. Then when we going to the project level, so each use case level or a project level, we limit again. So under that, if you go how granular level you can give access on a data level privacy or user level privacy, that case completely differable. Why? Because the vulnerability, the data vulnerability. So if you don't have access, right, it is very crucial to trace out. If it is like a bigger organizations, if you have a thousands of people, so who access, what access, and what level of access, who did, and whatever happens, this complete damage is going to happen. It. So that data privacy and data ownership is the crucial roles. Mainly people talk about data governance. So when you're talking about a data governance is a high level, but if you want to go to the deeper level, right, you need to understand data lineage as well. Like whether are we reporting on what is having what is happening. Let's say I started a journey from X to Z, right? So there will be a like a stages it happens, whether every stage who are accessing, whether are we documenting what is happening. So this is actually many companies doesn't do it. So this is, we call it as a data lineage. So this data lineage is playing a major role these days. Why? Because people are not taking serious on what is happening on the flow. So only maybe they talk about access controls, but what is happening is like, let's say if I come and do something, next Sam come and do it something. So Sam doesn't know is like what level of diet. Maybe he thinks is like, okay, I did something. Because of I did something, what wrong it happened, he may not be knowing. Because like the moment what is happened, if it is able to record certain things, so that is what we call it as data lineage. Every point, every node, if it records, so when this configuration changes, what happened. So what I'm trying to tell here is a custom applications, you will have complete flexibility of control and access, privacy say, concerns, and you can also restrict what level. When it comes to the offshore solution, off the shelf solutions, right, what will happen, even though some kind of configuration settings are coming, so you will have a limited settings, you will have a limited controls in it. Beyond that, you can't go and change it, access controls. Let's say they only give user level, user entry and password. Once you log in, what is happening, they can't trace out. And let's say you wanted to do certain kinds of masking on certain things, you can't do it. But when it comes to the customization, so you can have, because of, you will have more access to the complete granular level. It's you can have deeper into deeper.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Sankar, for sharing. And I have the next question for Dr. Sam. But if Dr. Sam would like to add on to Dr. Sankar's earlier question, you may also. So, to Dr. Sam, what role does scalability play in choosing between customized and off-the-shelf AI platforms?
Sure, G.
Mhm.
I think I will add on a bit based on this question as well. So
Sure.
there's a relevancy over there. So whenever we talk about building a prototype, usually we use it within the company itself, or we use it within our friends or close people that actually knows it. When we talk about commercialization, then that's another question altogether again. When we bring back to what Dr. Shankar actually brought previously, so we are always very concerned when we build commercialized solution is that, okay, let's say if you're a company in a national level, then you build for particularly for that country's data privacy laws and regulation. So we even in the past, even when I do commercialized product, I have lawyers going through the data and to the extent of the scope of works and whatnot, just to make sure that we are not infringing any laws. So from a national level, then after that, are you bringing it to a regional level, and are you bringing it to a world level? Then that's a whole new different things that you need to look at. So it depends on at the end, right? What kind of commercialization are you trying to push? Which country are you trying to push in that sense? And when you push them, then do you have the right? Are you meeting the right standards before pushing them? Those are things that you need to check very clearly, because I think there's a lot of companies in the world. They have a lot of data leakages and whatnot. They are being sued because they are not following a certain regulation, and they are compensating not because they did follow it and they got hacked, but more like they're compensating because they did not really follow the regulation itself, and that's the reason why. And people found out about it. And to the second point, of a more technical point of view, when we built a customization, or I would say any off-the-shelf customization, from a prototype level to I would say commercialization level, then things are very different in the sense that when we build a prototype, it's catered for some use cases or environment that we think that the product will be using. And when we go for commercialization, then we need to take into factors of all the scenarios in the world. I think if you're building up, pushing it to the world point of view, then you need to take into account a lot of different things. For example, the each devices, type of, I think the type of users, the data biasness. This is something very important as well. There are also a lot of other factors that is being built, because you need to take into consideration who are our audience. I think that's the first question. Second question is that, do we have the right team to actually maintain this particular product itself? Because we need to train them from scratch as well, if say we are going to commercialize them, because every commercialized product has their own way of solving issues. So the process will usually be different. And do we have the right people to maintain them? Are they easily updatable, or are they easily refined or whatnot? So those are the consideration we look at. And usually in every big company, they have a dedicated team just to do that, and just to make sure that everything is going fine. Uh, so I think for that instance, then even to the point of like the design of the product, the experience within the product itself, and in the future, on top of this product, how do we actually build up the next product? So usually those are the things that scalability. When we talk about scalability, we need to consider all these factors as well. So that's what I think about scalability for the questions.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Sam. And um, moving up, Dr. Sankara, in your point of view, what are the key strategies for businesses to consider to ensure a successful transition from an off-the-shelf AI solution to customized AI platforms? So I elaborate further on this question. Some people might have already, taken what's available in the market, and now they regret maybe after watching this YouTube video, and they want to go to customized AI platform right now. So they've changed their mind, right? So what are the key strategies you can advise to our fellow listeners right now who are tuning into our audio event? And yeah, over to you, Dr. Sankar.
Hey, thanks, Jane. So my advice would be, we need to define a couple of things here. First, we need to define the business objectives. What they are exactly looking at it. Why? Because what functionalities they wanted to change it, or what outcomes they wanted to change it, or what kind of improvements they wanted to do it. This, if you have specifically, right, then easy for them to, because what purpose they wanted to move, change it. So that outcomes. So if they don't define clearly, right, it is very difficult. So first they need to define. So that's the first point. Second thing is migration and integration. So let's say if they have of the self solution, if they are using it, so how the data migration or the integration should happen, right? So here actually we have to make sure there should be ensuring certain things: data integrity, data functionality, data security. These factors should not be changeable. Okay, so even a consistency. So let's say when we wanted to do something, so it doesn't mean that the consistency should not vary. So we should ensure the integrity, consistency, the functionality, security, all should be maintained. So this need to be taken care as well, because if you wanted to customize it, because they should not feel that see, why I'm telling is like they are flexible. Previously they were using off the shelf solutions, right? They were comfortable. So when we go certain times, right, so they should not feel like you come and change something. So especially now AI is becoming bigger problem to everyone, saying that AI is going to come and change my so they are fear, they are scared. So that is where my first point is like we need to define objectives. Second thing, we should also make them comfortable that we are ensuring your integrity, data integrity, the migration side, nothing changes, your functionality doesn't changes, your consistency doesn't changes, your security will be remain same. Even we will add up, we will bring more easy functionalities and so on. Then one more thing is like so is like we need to also make change management to the existing team. How comfortable we can make them understand, right? The kind of small training sessions. Even Sam was mentioning, right? How comfortable is like whether team is capable enough or not. So we need to make them educate as well. So, and another thing is the compliance. Even Dr. Sam is mentioning, right, the compliance point as well. So you should also, the compliance should not be changed, because once compliance changes, then entire changes. So the compliance need to be maintained. Then on top of that, we also need to monitor certain aspect. It shouldn't be like when we wanted to customize it, so we may do right or wrong, we don't know. So we need to keep that, and then we need to develop a custom, then we need to monitor certain period, then it makes sense, then you can shut it down. So that's where if they take care of certain things, especially they need to do proper testing and validation, then they need to do a monitoring as well. So the monitoring, if they maintain certain levels and they get some consistency and they get kind of confidence in it, so then they can go on it. So the overall nutshell summary here is they need to define proper objectives, and they also should ensure that what level of things need to be changed and what level of things shouldn't be changed. So if they define and they have clear strategy, then it is a good thing to move from one technology to another technology. So otherwise they will end up into a bigger problems again.
All right, good point on that. We are here to share our knowledge with our fellow listeners. And so, um, to Dr. Sam, is there a way to avoid sharing the company's sensitive data with AI platforms while still training a customized data set for, let's say, my company? Okay, is there a way to avoid sharing my company's sensitive data? Perhaps you can share a tip or two with our listeners.
Okay, so usually in that sense, right? By avoiding, it depends how sensitive is the company is regarding their data. So that's one point. I think most of the time, usually when we talk to clients or when we work with different companies, usually what we would do is actually either we have the vendors or the people actually working at the company itself without just direct access to the data that's not publicly available and working from there. If not, second way that we usually look at is that we call it synthetic data. So we kind of copy the kind of data that is possibly real. That could be something like deepfake. We deepfake the data in that sense, and we actually use those data to come up with AI model to actually see if there's any I would say productivity for the company itself. So is the result something that they can look at? And usually after that, then how they do it is that they put the model itself into the real data and they test it out themselves. So usually there's a way of doing this as well. And there's also another way where you can actually mask the data. Mask the data. There's a lot of way of masking the data. One of the way we call it, we hash it in some ways. We can use those data to actually find some patterns within the data itself. To get the ideal results with those hash particularly method. So it depends on the feature extraction and as well as after that how do we do the transformation, and after the transformation, as long as, if I'm correct, according to the US data privacy itself, as long as I cannot target to a single person within a area, then I can't use the data to identify anyone at all, then that is a data that is private enough so that you don't reveal their locations or their person, the person itself in that sense. So I would say that yeah, in that sense, three ways you can look at this. And I would say usually then when you do all this, right, then it becomes to a point that at the end, I would say from a practitioner point of view, is that are those are those data that we use before to train the model and whatnot, are they real enough? I think this is the question here. Are they something that is really representing the whole entire environment that we are going to launch this product into? I think that's a very important question that everyone need to ask. Because I think the problem with a lot of AI practitioner in that sense is always that we always assume that as long as it looks close enough, it should come out roughly the same answer or same results. But usually that's not the case. I think Dr. Shankar will understand my point in the sense that even we have the exactly same data or sometimes similar same data, but we always get a lot of different results depending on the situation. So so I think that's I think that's a few points that I think business owners need to consider. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sam. And I think coming up for Dr. Sankar, what are some notable examples of businesses that have successfully implemented customized AI solutions? So yeah, maybe we can share some really good examples to you, Dr. Sankar. Yeah.
Today there are a number of applications is like Spotify, Netflix, Amazon, Shopee. It's like even a Grab when you order a food, like once you order a few times, when you open a later point of time, right, then automatically it shows some recommendations. Even a Shopee, Amazon, Netflix, when you keep watching it, then when you next week if you open it, right, it automatically recommends. Google AI. So even a search engine, right? When you type certain words, even a WhatsApp as well, right? Now is a Meta AI is coming up. So you can name it. So today you are knowingly or unknowingly, you are using custom AI applications. There are a lot. You can name it everywhere. You see that even an email, right? When you're typing like good, it if it is a morning, it automatically comes as a morning recommendation. Like certain letters, even a WhatsApp, it is correcting, right? Even a WhatsApp as well, you are chatting time. So that's where is a custom AI. So it is understanding your behaviors, your human behaviors. So even in a search, when you keep searching it, even a Google browser, yeah, so everywhere there are a lot of you can name it knowingly or unknowingly. You are using already custom
Oh,
AI.
I didn't know that. Thank you. Yeah, so much. Okay, I picked up one question really, really good from the YouTube. I think Deepti Sankar asked, Dr. Sankar, if we need a solution related to AI projects, what is the maximum and minimum period it takes I think this question is quite subjective depending on the complexity of the project.
Okay. So maybe I can give my own example is like since we are a custom AI platform, so far actually there is a one route optimization problem we implemented in 3 days. So because previously off the shelf solutions, people used to have it takes a longer term, so it is a longer period and all. Now the question is completely changeable because people are coming up a lot of ready-made things, right? So you only need a small customizations. Like our big guy route optimization, we could do it in 3 days. Same the paper manufacturing, completely complex problem. We have to use it a classification problem and regression problem, and we have to deal thousands of sensors, and we not only need to predict when the paper is going to break down, and we also need to tell the time and what the factors out of 1,000 sensors, 1,600 sensors. So we have to tell only top 3 to 5 factors. In that implementation, it took for us is only 4 weeks. It's a completely end-to-end implementation. It took 4 weeks. So that's where we are refining these days, custom AI platform. So if you are wrapping up, so before I hand over to you and Sam, maybe I wanted to give one summary of which is a good, whether custom AI application is good or off-the-shelf solutions are good. If you ask me, one point I wanted to summarize here: if you are looking unique solution and you need certain kinds of enhancements and you need to handle a complex things, then definitely custom AI solution or AI platform is essential and required. When you wanted to go standardization, let's say as Dr. Sam was saying, right, if you don't know anything, I just wanted to start, I don't care about what the outcome it comes, so I wanted to start first, even 50% accuracy, 60% accuracy, then they can go with the off the shelf so that they can start using it because it's a standardization, standard results and standard requirements. So it takes. So this is my suggestion to anyone where they wanted to start and what they have to use it.
Oh, great. Dr. Sam, anything to add on from your side before we wrap up? Any key
I,
points, key takeaways for tonight?
I think also
Yeah.
I think just add on the Dr. Shankar because I don't have much to add actually. But more like when you look at those, then from a business owner point of view, it's more like do you really need this solution itself? I think take a step back. That's the question here. And do you really need AI to solve your problem? I think that's always the fundamental question over here because everyone thinks that AI is magic, but it's actually not magic. But it's more like, do you really need it to actually solve it? I think that's the question you need to ask. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
I always say AI is not a magic.
Yes, I agree. And I would like to thank Dr. Sam and Dr. Santa for sharing their invaluable insights and expertise with our listeners and also community members. So it's been a great, very engaging conversations. I think I had a good time, and also both of you, I'm sure, we also have a lot of fellow listeners who tune in from LinkedIn and also YouTube. So, and I hope you have found this episode informative, and we encourage you to continue exploring the world of AI. Although it's not magic, but I think you can definitely find some solutions to your current problems. Again, I think a lot of good questions have been shared by Dr. Sam and also Dr. Sankar tonight. A lot of questions we have to actually ask ourselves. Why are we going to AI? Why are we looking for answers in the world of AI? Okay, so we are committed to bringing you more thought-provoking discussions and also expert perspectives on the latest trends and technologies of AI. So if you have enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to subscribe to Turalytics AI on YouTube and follow Turalytics LinkedIn page for more insightful content. And don't forget to share your thoughts and feedback in the comment section. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in to our audio event today. And we look forward to your
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Very good morning and good evening to everyone.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.